I'm Christa Jacobson, headmistress of the Budo Ryu Ninjutsu Dojo, and I'm trying to hold my camera and drive at the same time. I'm not using my phone. Usually I use my phone when I'm in my car, but I'm using the camera to kind of save battery for my phone. Anyway, I am on my way to the mall. Today is the Yoninjutsu event, and that's where all of our students dress up in regular clothes, try to blend into the crowd, and I give them missions while they try to snipe each other out. And as many of you guys know, there are two main types of ninja. There's Yonin, which is dark ninjutsu, and that's your classical, you know, ninja wearing a shinobi shizoke or dressed in black or camouflage or whatever. But the point of Yonin is to blend in with the shadows, to be unseen, to be behind vision. You know, you don't see them, but they're operating. Where Yonin, they're supposed to intermix with the crowd. They wear the disguises, they take on a different identity, all this kind of stuff. And today, as a training exercise here at the Budo Ryu Ninjutsu Dojo, all of my students have brung, you know, just regular clothes, and some of them have brung multiple outfits so they can change their outfits each mission. What I do is I sit my ass in the food court, have a big old plate of nachos, and a Coke and a smile. But what I do is I basically give everybody a mission just to keep them moving. Like an example, I'd say, okay, find a fire implement. And everyone goes out, and their objective is to find a fire implement, something they can start a fire with, or a combustible. And once they've done that, their job is to text me that picture. Whoever texts me the picture wins the round. And there'll be a winner today, and we'll give out the winner at the end of the day, but there'll be a winner of the Yoninjutsu, you know. But as they're doing it, of course, anybody can find a fire implement anywhere inside the mall, you know, find a lighter, you know, that kind of thing. The fun part about it is that as they're doing it, everybody has a phone, and if they take a picture of somebody else, ooh shit, I'm gonna have to go on this side. Looks like they're working on the road. As they take a picture of all the other members, all the other people who are training, that's the way, instead of having a gun and shooting someone's ass, we just take a picture of them with our phone, take a picture of Buyer, and send it to me. And then I would contact Buyer and say, Buyer, you've been eliminated. Now, the way we start the event, that way all communication is on the same page, you know what I mean? Because what ends up happening is some people send texts at the same times, and when does it get where? I keep complete, my word's the final word, okay? So what that means is whoever gets me the text first is the one I'm gonna go with. Now, I send out a group message to everybody. So, at the start, I'm going to place, we'll all start at the same place, and I send out a group message to everybody just to make sure everyone gets it. And when they do it, everyone has to send pictures to that group message. That way the whole group knows Buyer's out, Jocko's out, or whoever, you know. But that's how it's gonna work. And usually we do things like, okay, I need to find, you know, a red sweatshirt. I need to find a fire implement. We need to find some form of cordage. We need to find a way to carry water. All these different things. And ultimately, at the end of the day, what that does is just keep all the students moving, okay? The mission itself is irrelevant. I could say, go find a Ninja Turtle, you know, or whatever. The mission is irrelevant. The reason we have the mini missions is to keep them moving in public, because we don't want one person just to sit in the shadows or to sit behind behind like a Coke, you know, a Coke machine or something, and wait for one of the members to walk by and then they hit the button. Well, if you do that, that's not Yonin, that's Yonin. You're hiding in the shadows, you're out of the vision. The point of this exercise is to be part of the crowd and to blend in with society, carry out missions, and take out the adversary or take out the enemy. Another thing that this skill is really good about doing is it's teaching my students, one, how to operate in society and not stick out like a sore thumb, you know? That's a good point, because sometimes you have people that, you know, they don't know how to function in society very well. To function in society is one thing. To function in society, make society think that you are a normal person walk around. Meanwhile, you're walking around society, you're walking inside the crowd, and you're trying to find what it is that your mission is. You're trying to take out the other spies that are trying to take you out, and you're trying to carry out that objective while blending in to society. So although, yes, my students are like, you know, dressing up in hoodies, walking around the mall or whatever, and I'm gonna say, find a red sweater, and they're gonna be walking around the mall and taking pictures of each other. At a very low level, when you're talking about the skill of being a spy, it does touch on the actual skills. Obviously, there's no lethal threat, you know, that kind of thing, or sensitive information being exchanged. But what I think is the most important is I'm giving my students an opportunity to not just have team building skills with the dojo, but I'm giving my students the opportunity to blend into society, test some of the skills and theories that we talk about in class. I give them objectives to carry out and see if they can do it before all the other students. There's a competition level, of course, but also they get the opportunity to dress in a way that helps them blend into the environment that they're in, carry out missions, carry out tasks, and do it while not letting society think that they're doing something awkward, and not letting the other students who know that they're spies, quote-unquote spies, take them out. So anyway, I think this is a great team building exercise. I think it's something that everybody should do. I think it's something that all ninjutsu schools who do, you know, modern variations, or Gendai Hinko Waza, if you will. I think it's something that's everyone should do. It's going to be fun. My students are going to have a great time. I'm going to have a great time. Now, I'm not for sure if this is going to be as good or exciting video as the first one was, but hopefully it is, and you guys will enjoy the video. So, okay, giving you guys an update. Most of my food. Lovely. I'm sitting here eating food, and I just put everybody on their little mission. And what's going on is the first round, Dupree won, and it was, they had to find a way to make shelter, so they had to find cordage and some form of cloth material to create some form of shelter away from the elements. So it was a cloth item and cordage. Of course, they could have used a belt or anything like that, but Dupree won that round. And now we're on round number 2, and round number 2 is, of course, they can snipe each other out to kick them out of the contest, but round number 2 is red sunglasses, a martial art item, and I forget, oh, food item. Food item. So that's what we're doing right now while I'm eating a bunch of fatty shit. No matter where I sit in this goddamn mall, everyone just walks by and they kind of stare at me. We're kind of, like I said last time, we're in a very populated area of, or looking at me, I guess because I'm holding a camera. We're in a very populated place in Overland Park, and this is a this is where we're at, is an extremely conservative kind of place, you know. And when you have, you know, a 6-foot transgendered woman that's built like Wonder Woman walking around, I stick out like a sore thumb. And it's good for my students, because all my students, you know, they kind of fit into, they wear the hoodies and they, you know, they can do their, you know, do their thing and fit in. My ass doesn't fit in. But this is good team building skills, and it's good for Overland Park to see my ass as well, so. 60 seconds is so far. What do you got?
So far, it's pretty fun. We were able to maneuver around pretty well, blending in with other groups of people, trying to make sure that if there's more of us walking together, we kind of separate on other sides of the wall, that type of thing. Stay away from too much open space. Whatever I would do.
Okay, right now it's 2:15, and the next round is supposed to start at 2:17. But and I've given everybody the mission. It's supposed to be like, they have to find blue jeans, they have to find a martial art item and something else. But I gave everybody like 15 minutes to go find the items before the actual round starts. So I think what I know everyone's doing is they're going around right now and they're taking pictures of these items, and then right at 2:17, everyone's going to send me these pictures. Well, I'm kind of one step ahead of their ass. So right at 2:17, when round 3 is supposed to happen, I'm going to send this video here. It says round 3 mission abort. Round 4 begins, all-out assassination, spy versus spy. So now everyone has to kill everybody or meet me here. So it won't be it won't be a finding mission at all. It'll be elimination tactics. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what it's all these people walking by, like what the fuck? Because I'm sitting here and all these people come up and talking to me, like all the students, and they leave, and some of these people have been sitting here for longer than me, and they're like, "What the fuck's this crazy bitch doing?" You know. So far, Mr. Byer was here last year. He sat with me.
It's excellent, man. We gotta keep you on toes. Everybody's, they're really they're into it now. I mean, last year they didn't know what to think, but now they're out to get you. It's out for blood. So it's intense. I enjoy it.
That's good.
I am having a lot of fun. It's interesting, just especially since we're working with newer people, and it's so you don't really recognize their face straight off. So I think they have a little bit of an advantage to that. And I changed beforehand, so I look like a Johnson County girl, which is preppy. But it's really fun. It is.
I like how you have to think kind of outside the box in order to remain stealthy in a normal environment. You definitely have to check your corners, otherwise you'll get found out. Someone will just be camping around the corner and then they'll get you.
Yeah.
One tactic I implemented and my team, I discussed this with my teammates, but they thought I was cheating, but Ninjutsu is an art of the mind, so you have to take that into account. You have to think of foxes and wolves. So one tactic that I employed was...
Ooh, shit. For those of you guys who don't know that, the foxes and wolves thing comes from the Shonin-ki. He's talking about something he learned by reading the Shonin-ki. But anyway, here we go.
But one tactic that I employed was I went out the exit and I went around the building to flank the other team, and I came in the Nordstrom's entrance just to avoid all the corners and being seen inside the mall.
Right.
So that was what I did.
Yeah. The foxes and wolves thing is it's something that comes from the Shonin-ki, and generally speaking, when they talk about like horse, like the way of like horses and oxes, that means you're on the beaten path. You go through the checkpoints. You walk where everyone else walks, type of thing, and you're in groups. Where foxes and wolves is kind of like the idea of walking off the beaten path, kind of following, making your going in the woods, walking where there's not really a path. So McLean took made a henka of that, and instead of staying in the mall on the beaten path, he goes off the beaten path, he goes around the freaking mall and comes in on the other side. So good way of using his head. It was good.
The last one standing.
Yeah.